My name is Corey Vetter. I work for Memorial Hospital. I am a talent acquisition partner, and I'm going to read The Three Bears by Paul Gauguin. The Three Bears. Once upon a time, there were three bears who lived together in a house of their own in the woods. One was middle-sized bear, one of them was a little wee bear, the other was a great big bear. They each had a bowl for their porridge. The little wee bear had a little wee bowl, the middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bowl, and the great big bear had a great big bowl. They each had a chair to sit in. The little wee bear had a little wee chair. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized chair. And the great big bear had a great big chair. And they each had a bed to sleep in. The little wee bear had a little wee bed. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bed. And the great big bear had a great big bed. One morning, the three bears made porridge for breakfast. And it poured into their bowls, but it was too hot to eat, so they decided to go for a walk in the woods until it cooled. While the three bears were walking, a little girl named Goldilocks came to their house. First she looked in the window, and then she peeked through the keyhole. Of course there was nobody inside. Goldilocks turned the handle of the door. The door was not locked because the three bears were trusting bears. They did no one any harm and never thought anyone could harm them. So Goldilocks opened the door and went right in. There was the porridge on the table. It smelled very, very good. Goldilocks didn't stop to think whose porridge it was. She went straight to it. First she tasted the porridge of the great big bear, but it was too hot. Then she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear, but it was too cold. Then she tasted the porridge of the little wee bear. It was neither too hot nor too cold, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much that she ate it all up. Then Goldilocks went into the parlor to see what else she could find. There were three chairs. First she sat down in the chair of the great big bear, but it was too hard. Then she sat down in the chair of the middle-sized bear, but it was too soft. Then she sat down in the chair of the little wee bear. It was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much that she rocked and rocked until the bottom of the chair fell out. Down she went, plump on the floor. Goldilocks went into the bedroom where the three bears slept. First she lay down upon the bed of the great big bear, but it was too high at the head for her. Then she lay down upon the bed of the middle-sized bear, but it was too high of the foot for her. Then she lay down upon the bed of the little wee bear. It was neither too high at the head nor too high at the foot, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much that she covered herself up and fell fast asleep. By this time, the three bears thought their porridge would be cool enough, so they came home for breakfast. Goldilocks had left the spoon of the great big bear in its porridge bowl. He noticed it first thing. Somebody has been tasting my porridge, and the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had left the spoon of the middle-sized bear in her porridge bowl too. Somebody has been tasting my porridge, said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his bowl. Somebody's been tasting my porridge and has eaten it all up, cried the little wee bear in his little wee voice. The three bears went into the parlor. Goldilocks had looked in the cushion, crooked in the chair, and a big bear. He noticed it first thing. Somebody has been sitting in my chair, said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had squashed down the cushion in the chair of the middle-sized bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his chair. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair and has sat right through it," cried the little wee bear in his little wee voice. The three bears went into the bedroom. Goldilocks had pulled the pillow of the great big bear out of place. He noticed it first thing. "Somebody has been lying in my bed," said the great big bear with his great big voice. Goldilocks had pulled the blanket in the middle-sized bear out of place. "Somebody's been lying in my bed," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his bed. "Somebody's been lying in my bed, and here she is," cried the little wee bear in his little wee voice. This woke Goldilocks up at once. There were the three bears all staring at her. Goldilocks was so frightened that she tumbled out of bed and ran to the open window. Out she jumped, and she ran away as fast as she could, never looking behind her. No one knows what happened to Goldilocks after that. As for the three bears, they never saw her again.
You just heard Corey Vetter from Memorial Hospital in Gulfport read to you The Three Bears by Paul Galdone. Let's see if you can answer some questions about what was read to you. Where did the family of three bears live? Did they live in a beach house? Did they live in an apartment in the city? Did they live in a cottage in the woods? Let's think about each of those. In the story, we know that there were lots of trees and it was a wooded area. Could it possibly be the beach house? I also see a tree here in front of the apartment complex. I don't think it's the apartment complex. Do you? Let's see. No. Let's look at the bungalow house here on the beach again. Do you remember any water? I don't. Let's see if this is the correct answer. Okay, we've eliminated two. If you guessed the cabin in the woods, you are correct. The three bears lived in a cabin in the woods. Let's see if we can put the bears in order from smallest to largest. If you look closely at the three bears, you'll see that they are all different heights. Mama bear is medium height, Papa bear is large, and baby bear is small. Which one is the smallest? If you guessed baby bear, you're correct. Are they in order now from smallest to largest? Baby bear is the smallest, Mama bear is medium sized, and Papa bear is large. Yes, they are in order from smallest to largest. Match the bowl of porridge with the correct bear. If you recall, Mama bear was making porridge for all of them to eat before they went out on a walk in the woods to let it cool. We have 3 bowls of porridge, a medium-sized bowl, a large bowl, and a small bowl. Who do you think the medium-sized bowl belongs to? If you said Mama bear, you are correct. Now we have a large bowl. Who do you believe this belongs to? If you said Papa bear, you are correct. And we have a small bowl here that belongs to baby bear. Where does each bear sleep? If you remember in our story, there were 3 beds. This is a nice, comfortable, cushiony, soft bed. This is a large bed that looks kind of hard, and then a wee small bed. Who do you think would sleep in the nice, comfortable bed? If you guessed Mama Bear, you are correct. Who do you believe slept in this large bed? If you guessed Papa Bear, you are correct. And then in this wee tiny bed, correct, Baby Bear. Oh, each one of them had their very own chair as well. We have a large chair, a small chair, and a medium-sized chair. Who do you think sat in the largest chair? Papa Bear. If that's who you guessed, you are correct. Who do you think might have sat in the smallest chair? Baby Bear. Good job. And who do you think must have sat in this nice, comfortable, soft chair? Correct again, Mama Bear. Who visited the three bears' house while they were gone? Did Little Red Riding Hood visit them? Or a little girl named Goldilocks? I do remember a story about Little Red Riding Hood. Was this the correct story? No, it was not Little Red Riding Hood. Was it Goldilocks? Yes, if you guessed Goldilocks, you are correct. Where did the bears find Goldilocks when they came home from their walk? Was she eating porridge and gobbling up all of Baby Bear's porridge? Was she sleeping in Baby Bear's bed? Or was she sitting in Baby Bear's chair that she soon broke? Let's look at the porridge. Do you think that's where she was when they came home? No, she was not eating porridge. Could she have been sitting in the chair when they came home? No, she was not sitting in the chair. She must have been in the bed, right? Let's check and see if that's accurate. Correct. Goldilocks was in the bed when the three bears came home. How did the story end? Did it end with Goldilocks eating a large bowl of porridge? Did it end with the bears coming home and finding her in the bed? Or did it end with her breaking Baby Bear's chair? I remember her eating the porridge, but was that at the end of the story? No, that was at the beginning or the middle when Goldilocks first arrived at the house. I also remember Goldilocks breaking Baby Bear's chair. Was that at the very end of the story? Nope, that was not the end of the story. Well, that leaves one answer then. The bears came home, found Goldilocks in the bed. She jumped up, ran out the window, through the woods, never to be seen by the bears again. Is that the correct answer?